Hello everybody, Misfit here. I'm going to show you how to properly adjust the FPS on one of these 2.5 plus gearboxes on a KWA. Let's get right into it. So first things first, you're going to want to remove this PDW stock or any kind of stock that your platform is utilizing. It's really good to get one of these long Phillips screwdrivers. I got this one from Home Depot. It just makes it a lot easier to reach down into stocks and kind of remove that screw, so that you can take off the stock nice and easy instead of having to kind of fumble around and look for it. Alright, now that you have the stock removed, you can remove the spring very easily this way just by pressing down, turning it counterclockwise, and then pulling it out and guiding out. So here's your spring, and here's the adjustment section. So the way this works, and I think it's really important to understand the way it works just so that you don't make the same mistake I did when you're adjusting the FPS. So as you can see, this section is separating from this section, pushing it farther away. So what this does is this compresses the spring further into the gearbox, creating more pressure, more tension, which creates more FPS, or which creates a greater FPS. So it's good to understand that when you're going to adjust your gun's FPS for the first time, or any time really, it's kind of easy. Just pull it out, see where this currently is at. That way you can know if you can go up or down, or if you're at your maximum or minimum. So like I said, you can do this by hand or you can use the tool. So the way I like to think of it, it's at its minimum length, which is its minimum engagement distances, which means CQB, right? Short distances, just kind of keep that in mind. And if you extend it out all the way, it's longer distances. You're thinking outdoors, so you're higher FPS. So this is the way you can do it, and you can really fine tune it once you use the tool. But nice easy way. Here's the maximum, and your minimum is all the way to the back. So there is a hex tool that is provided with them, but I have my hex tools here. You're going to find the right size. You're going to insert it into the section here. And if you see here, I'm going to turn this, and it's going to extend it. So with the whole assembly inside, make sure everything kind of slides in evenly. Alright, with the assembly all the way back in, you're going to slide this, make sure it locks into place. You can see a little window here that it slides, push in, disappears, and it slides all the way out. So push it in, turn right, and then it locks in. Now you're locked in place, and everything lines up correctly here. So you can insert the tool, and turning clockwise increases the FPS. And if you look inside this little window here, it's going to start pushing the brass looking section forward, which is increasing the FPS. And once you turn it counterclockwise, it's going to bring it closer to the base, which is decreasing the FPS. And that is how you adjust the FPS on these 2.5 gearboxes. All right, don't do the same mistake I did and just kind of crank it and break it. But I mean, it still works, it still adjusts. It's just you can't really use the tool anymore. But lessons learned. Hopefully this doesn't happen to you. That's how you adjust the FPS on a 2.5 plus gearbox for a KWA. Thanks, guys. Real quick, if you do end up breaking the variable guide rod or whatever this thing's called, it is $30 replacement on their KWA website. So like I said, if you do break it and you want to get a brand new one that's not broken at all, it's $30. Hopefully this doesn't happen to you. That's the whole point of this video that I'm making, so that this doesn't happen to anybody else. So like I said, just be very careful with what you're doing.